Hey there, and welcome. So, if you're an artist, you already know that making amazing work is like only half the battle, right? The other half is all about how you present yourself professionally. You've poured your heart and soul onto that canvas, and now you got to figure out how to put your career down on paper. And that's exactly what we're going to tackle today, your complete professional toolkit.
Okay, let's just get right into it. Does this question look familiar? I bet it does. For so many artists just starting out, these terms can feel like this big, confusing mess of documents. They kind of sound the same, but trust me, using the wrong one at the wrong time, that can be a huge misstep. But don't you worry, by the end of this, you're going to have absolute clarity on what each one is and exactly when you should be using it.
And here it is. Seriously, this right here is the simple, powerful key that's going to unlock everything for you. Think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet. The CV, that's your history. The bio, that's your introduction. The statement is your philosophy. And the portfolio, well, that's the proof in the pudding. So let's break each one down, and we're going to start with who you are.
First up, your artist bio. You can think of this as your professional handshake in text form. It's often the very first thing someone's going to read about you, so you know it's got to make a fantastic impression. Now, the really key things to remember here are that it's short, it's a story, and this is important, it's written in the third person. So this isn't just a boring list of facts. It's your story told in a compact way. You write it as if someone else is introducing you. Jane Doe is a painter. That style makes it absolutely perfect for things like gallery websites, exhibition catalogs, and press releases.
So what do you actually cram into this short little paragraph? Well, you want to kind of weave these key points together into a really smooth story. Start with your name and what you do, touch on the big ideas that drive your art, maybe mention one key accomplishment to build some credibility, and then wrap it up with your background and where you're based now. Just remember, it's a snapshot, not the entire photo album.
Speaking of the photo album, let's move on to the album itself, your artist CV. And this is a completely different beast than the bio.
Right, so if the bio is a story, the CV is a formal record. It is the comprehensive, no fluff, no nonsense list of basically everything you've ever done professionally. This is the document you're going to send out for grant applications, for residencies, or for academic jobs. It's all about the facts, plain and simple.
Now, what's really important to see here is how structured this all is. An artist CV isn't just some random list. It's organized into these super clear, reverse chronological sections. In this format, it lets a busy curator or jury member just quickly scan your entire history and really get a sense of your career's trajectory. Yeah, precision is absolutely key here.
So let's put it all side by side. This just nails the difference, doesn't it? A bio tells a story about who you are, usually for a general audience. A CV provides the exhaustive proof of what you've done for a professional one. One is short and personal. The other is long and official.
Okay, so we've covered who you are and what you've done. But what about the why? And that brings us to the artist statement.
This is, for a lot of people, the most personal and honestly the most challenging document to write. I mean, your art is right there on the wall, but the viewer's probably wondering what's going on inside the artist's head. Your statement acts like a bridge, giving them a little window into your artistic vision and explaining the why behind what they're seeing. To make this whole thing way less scary, just think of it as answering these three basic questions. First, what are you making? Be direct about your themes and your medium. Second, why are you making it? Share your motivations, the concepts behind it. And finally, how do you make it? Talk about your unique techniques or the materials you use. If you answer these three, you'll build a really powerful statement. And listen, it doesn't need to be some complex philosophical thesis, okay? The absolute best statements are clear, they're direct, and they're authentic. Try to avoid artsy jargon and just let your genuine passion and ideas shine through. The goal here is connection, not confusion. All right, now for the main event, the visual centerpiece of your entire professional identity. I'm talking about the portfolio. See, if the other documents tell people about your work, the portfolio shows them. It's a carefully selected group of your absolute best stuff. And really pay attention to that word, curated. This is not a data dump of everything you've ever made. No way. It's a thoughtful presentation that's designed to tell a very specific story about your skills and your vision. Quality over quantity is the #1 rule. A really professional portfolio is so much more than just a slideshow of images. It's a whole package. It's got a cover page, you include your artist statement to set the stage, you showcase your best work, and you wrap it all up with your credentials and your contact info. This is what turns a simple collection of pictures into a comprehensive professional presentation.
Okay, and this is a super important detail, and it's so easy to overlook. An image by itself is just not enough. Every single piece in your portfolio must be labeled with this essential info. This context is totally non-negotiable. It shows that you're a pro, and it helps the viewer actually understand what they're looking at.
Right, so we've looked at all 4 pieces of the puzzle. Now let's see how they all fit together to build one powerful, cohesive professional identity.
This table right here is pretty much the ultimate summary of everything we've just talked about. The bio is who, the CV is what you've done, the statement is why, and the portfolio is what you've made. Each one has its own focus, its own purpose, and its own length. Seeing them all side by side like this makes their different jobs perfectly clear.
So how do they all actually work together? Well, you can think of your portfolio as the main folder, the main container. And inside it, you can put your statement, your bio, and even your full CV to create one complete package. See, they're not competing with each other. They're a team, and you're the director calling the shots.
At the end of the day, these tools aren't just paperwork. They are literally your professional voice. They tell the story of your work when you're not even in the room. So the question for you is, now that you know the difference, which part of your story, which tool in your kit are you going to sharpen up first? Is it your bio, your CV, your statement, or your portfolio? Okay, time to get to work.